So today let's start by finding a nice comfortable seat. This might be cross-legged, might be Siddhasana with one heel stacked in front of the other, perhaps kneeling. Whatever shape you choose to settle into, just rock yourself a little back and forth so that we can find this sense of grounding through the legs. Bring a little awareness to the pelvis, noticing how if you tip it forward, the chest moves forward. And then slowly tipping the pelvis back until you find that point where the spine is exactly aligned. Allow yourself to grow tall through the crown of the head. And then slightly drop the chin so you have the sense of the back of the neck being in line with the spine. From here, let's lift the arms all the way up. I want you to pause for a moment here, feeling how the fingertips reach up. Find that strong sense of grounding through the lower half of the body. And then this sense of lightness, lift, expansion through the chest, the arms and the shoulders. And even after just a few moments here, hopefully you feel a little bit of warmth or sensation in the arms. We're going to lift them a little higher. Take a full inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, drop the arms. Close the eyes. So the arms should feel heavy, palms facing up so that the hands are receptive. Allow yourself to become aware of whatever appears in the body. And start to allow your breath to lengthen. Let's fully inhale through the nose. Feel the belly and the ribs expand. Exhaling through the mouth. Again, inhale. Let go. Close the mouth. Continue to breathe deeply through the nose. And start to notice this pattern of movement that the breath makes into the body. Maybe tuning into the rise and fall of the chest and the shoulders. Maybe seeing if you can pull the breath all the way down into the belly. See how expansive you can make each inhale. How soft, how steady you can make each exhale. Notice even after just a few moments here, you've allowed for that relaxed state to leave the body. Have you started to bring tension to your shoulders, tension to your face? Release it. What sensation do you feel in the fingertips? Slowly allow the hands to meet one another in prayer. Anjali Mudra. Feel right palm press into left, left press into right. Before beginning practice, we'll chant a few rounds of Om together. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale for Om. Allow the sound to settle. Then rub the palms together, make the heat into the hands. Once the palms are warm, apply them in front of your face. Feel how the warmth moves into the face from the palms. And then slowly open the eyes, look at the hands first. Slowly allowing the hands to release down. Eyes open, receptive. And we'll move forward from here into tabletop. So take the hands in front of you, slide the knees behind. So let's take knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide and grip down into the floor. I want you at first to bend the elbows a little out to the side. Then wrap the elbows under, press the ground away so the crease of the elbows comes forward. And keep pressing. Imagine you're lifting this space between the shoulder blades. So you should have a nice, strong kind of foundation in the shoulder girdle. Slightly move the low belly in. Notice exactly how it feels to be in this very strong, stable position. Keep thinking about projecting yourself away from the mat. And then let's begin to invite movement. So with your next inhale, starting from the tailbone, we're going to arch the lower back. Allow the belly to release down, then the chest to lift. Eventually, crown of the head lifts, let the back of the neck grow long. Hold here, breathe. Maybe close the eyes if you want. Try to think about finding sensation across the whole spine. And then as you take your next exhale, we'll start from the head this time. So drop the chin. Allow the space between the shoulder blades to lift. And then eventually lower back tucks, tailbone tucks. Hold here. Press the ground away firmly. Imagine trying to lift something between the shoulder blades. Low belly in. Let's move between the two, inhaling as that wave motion moves up the spine. And exhaling as you round. Moving nice and slow with the breath. Take a few more rounds just like this. And remember, it's not so much about the shape that you're creating, more about the sensation, the feeling that you're creating. What small adjustments can you make to change your experience? We'll take one more round here. With your next inhale, come back to a nice neutral spine. And then from here, let's lift the right leg. So maybe taking one hand onto the lower back, just check that the hips stay in line. Lift the right leg as high as you can without that hip popping up. Release the hand back down, stay stable. Think about the crown of the head and the back toe moving away from one another so the body's long. Good, and then as you exhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards the nose. So again, sensation of the ground being pressed away. Squeeze the knee as close as you can into the body. Take a full inhale. Lift the leg. This time arching the back, send the toes towards the sky. Imagine like your toes and your head will touch each other one day. Press the ground away more, lift the chest more. Exhale fully, knee to nose. Inhaling again, open up, lift. Sensation throughout the spine. Exhale in. One more time, inhale, move slowly, carefully with the breath. Exhale, squeeze. This time as you inhale, simply send the right leg back so you're into that straight line again. Flex the foot and then slowly open the right leg up to the side. We're going to hold it here for a moment. You'll feel the glutes turn on. Breathe. And then with control, release the foot down. Toes should be facing forward. So think a little about squeezing the inner thighs together so the legs are nice and strong. We'll take one more cat-cow movement here. Inhale, open up the chest. Feel what happens into the inside of the right thigh as you do so. Exhale to round and then keep the round in the back. Keep exhaling, pop the hands off the floor. Come all the way up so that you're standing with the legs in this kind of triangle position. Again, inner thighs a little bit squeezing towards one another. From here, let's lift both arms up overhead. And then we're going to drop the right hand so that it comes behind the lower back. Take a full inhale, lengthen all the way up towards the sky. Feel lots of space in the left side of the ribs. And then as you exhale, slowly lean towards the right leg. So I like to imagine that my right hand is being pulled to the left side, my left hand is being pulled to the right. So I have this kind of twisting motion. And try to think about the body staying in one plane here, rather than tipping the chest forward. Only go as far as your breath allows. And then as you take your next inhale, engage through the center, pull yourself all the way back up, lift both arms. We'll do the other side. So left hand comes behind the lower back now. Inhale, send the right fingertips up. Think about space in the right side of the body. Exhale, slowly tilt yourself down. Again, hands moving in opposite directions. And then notice what happens to the breath. Don't go so far that it's restricted or choked. And maybe you'll find you can't move very far, but that's okay. It's not about the shape, it's about the sensation. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, slowly come back up to center, both arms lift. Exhale, release the hands down in front of you. Good. So we'll leave the legs where they are. We'll leave the left hand where it is. With your inhale, I want you to lift the right arm up. Think about opening up towards the sky. Imagine arms and collarbones and shoulders coming in line with one another. And then as you take your exhale, thread the right hand underneath the left. Reach the right hand all the way to the opposite side. Take a full inhale, lift all the way back up and open. Exhale again, thread it underneath. We'll take a few more like this, start to move with your own breath. Maybe you want to close the eyes to move intuitively. Again, remembering it's not about how it looks, it's about how it feels. Maybe each time you come through that inhale, the heart can open a little more towards the sky, a little more expansion across the chest. Moving slowly with your breath. And as you come through your next inhale with the right arm lifted, hold there, pause, hold the breath. Take a full exhale, release the right hand down. Good. And we'll exit the same way we came in. So this is a little bit tricky. I want you to engage through the right leg, lift it up off the floor, hold. With control, slowly move the right leg back. Exhale, release the knee down. Good. Spend a moment in tabletop. Reset your position. What's happening in the shoulders? What's happening in the lower back? Can you press the ground away more? Try not to collapse the energy in the floor, but rather lift it up and away. And we'll come through all of that on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Find stability. Check out what's happening with the pelvis. And reach the crown of the head and the back toes away from one another. Good. Once you feel stable here, exhale, knee to nose. Again, remember this is about compression. It's about squeezing. It's about pressing the ground away. Inhale as the leg lifts up. Slight arch in the spine, toes towards the sky. Take a full exhale, knee to nose. A few more times, move with the breath, inhaling as you open everything. And exhaling as you squeeze in. This time, inhale, send the left leg all the way behind. Then open the leg to the side, flex the foot, hold. Feel your glutes. They're there and they're working. And then slowly release the leg down, toes face forward. Squeeze inner thighs together. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale to round and round so much that you can pop the hands off the floor. Again, come all the way up to standing. Reset with the legs a little bit if you need. And then we'll take this kind of gate posture on the other side. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale, left hand comes behind the back. Again, inhale and fully send the right arm up towards the sky, as much length as you can. The more space you have here, the easier it is to exhale and fold towards the left leg. And again, notice the breath. Allow the sides of the body, the obliques, to work. And have faith that your body is strong enough to hold you here. You don't need the assistance of your hands on the floor or on the leg. Breathe. Slow inhale, engage through the center, come up. Both arms lift. And let's swap. Right hand comes behind the back. Inhale, left arm all the way up. Make space. Exhale as you move towards the other side. Think about, again, creating this kind of a flat plane with the body. Are the inner thighs still squeezing? Is the low belly still in? Is the breath steady, even, stable? Inhale again, both arms up to center, lift yourself. Big exhale, both hands down. Good, reset yourself. This time the right hand stays down. Inhale as the left arm lifts. Maybe take the gaze up into that left hand if it's comfortable. Open the chest, open the collarbones. Exhale, slide the left hand underneath. Good. Again, inhale, open up. Heart opens towards the sky. Exhale as you slide underneath and start to move with your own breath now. And notice that as we move through these kind of flowing movements, we really experience this love relationship between the breath and the body. And that's the most important thing we're trying to establish. Good. As you come through your next inhale with the arm lifted, hold it there, hold the breath, open. Exhale, release the hand down. Good. Again, reset through the shoulders, press the ground away. Engage and lift the left leg off the floor. It doesn't matter if it's only an inch. With control, send the leg back. And then exhale, release it down. Good, finding again that stable tabletop. Make sure the fingertips are still spread. Pressing the hands firmly into the floor, then let's tuck the toes. And with a slow motion exhale, start to send the hips up and back, and we'll find our first downward facing dog. So in downward dog, the feet are hip width apart. That's a little gap between the feet. Hands are shoulder width apart. Really spread the fingers. And again, find the sensation of pressing through the hands and the feet. So we're not sagging everything into the floor. We're lifting ourselves up and away. Remember that you do have the strength to do this. Then let's think again about what's happening in the shoulders. So I want you a little bit to wrap the upper arms like they're coming towards one another. And then slide the shoulder blades down the back so you have space around the neck. Pressing firmly through the hands will also help to find this space. Try not to sag through the rib cage. So if you notice that the forehead's very close to the floor, instead squeeze the lower ribs in. Find that solid space through the trunk of the body. Good. Nice, long, diagonal, sloping lines. And then from here, when you take your next inhale, I want you to imagine that you're breathing into the space in the back of the body, allowing it to fill. And then as you exhale, allow the back of the body to soften. Inhale again, puff up the space between the shoulders. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good. With your next inhale, slowly start to move the body forward, find plank. Good. So shoulders stack above the wrists, strong straight line with the body. Press the ground away. I know I keep saying this, but it's because we need to do it in pretty much every posture. As you exhale, bend the knees, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale again, roll forward, move with the breath, find plank. As soon as you reach there, take the exhale, ripple the body back, hips up, downward dog. Again, inhale, roll forward. Pausing in plank now. Exhale, slowly lower, elbows graze the side of the body until the belly touches the floor. Untuck the toes, leave the hands where they are. Think a little about squeezing the elbows in towards one another. And I want you to engage through the legs by pressing the top of the feet down into the floor. So you'll really notice how this changes the engagement all the way up the lower half of the body. With your next inhale, imagine pulling the chest forward so it slides up and through. Keep the chin slightly towards the chest, no need to crunch the neck, and then imagine sending the back of the heart forward, the back of the head back. Notice sensation in the upper part of the spine. Breathe. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale up through tabletop. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, pedal out the heels, move the hips if you need. Good. Again, inhale, roll forward, find plank. Exhale, slow, controlled lower all the way onto the belly. See if the arms can graze the side of the body. Again, inhale, peel the chest off the floor. You can take a little bit more weight into the hands this time. See if you can find a little more lift, but no crunching into the lower back. So the elbows stay in, the elbows are bent. Shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, slowly lower. Again, you can come up through tabletop or maybe tuck the toes and inhale straight up into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move around if you need. We're going to do that one more time, but I really encourage you to move with your own breath. I'm not going to guide you. So whenever you're ready, you're going to inhale and move forward. One breath in cobra. Exhaling as you come down. Again, up through tabletop or through plank. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Every time we come into downward dog, you can move around, you can wriggle. It's your chance to basically do whatever feels good. Your body will send you signals that will move without you even considering it. So listen to these signals. This is about you developing an awareness of your body and what your body requires of you. So rather than listening to me only, also listen to your body. Okay, let's look forward and slowly start to walk the feet towards the hands. Slowly means slowly. The steps can be tiny. Bend the knees as much as you need. And as you arrive at the top of the mat, take the feet hip width apart. Bend the knees so that the belly and the thighs meet each other. You can hang the arms, you can move side to side. I like to kind of bend into one knee and then the other. Make sure you're fully relaxing the head down. So the head should feel like this weight, making space in the back of the body. Good. Then let's interlace the fingers and take them just behind the neck. So you're not trying to apply pressure here, but more allowing that space between the shoulders and the neck to release. So see how it feels to have the elbows a little squeezed in. And this is an area that we tend to store so much tension in. So even a very simple move like this can have quite a big effect. Notice what it is that you're feeling. Just a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands. Take a deeper bend into the knees. Take the fingertips to the floor and imagine like you're sitting in some kind of chair. Nice and stable through the feet. And then pull the low belly in. So the lower back slightly rounds, the belly is away from the thighs. Keep that motion in the lower half of the body. And then as you inhale, allow the arms to lift, finding Utkatasana, chair pose. So starting to feel some warmth probably in the quads, the front of the thighs. And rather than allowing the lower back to arch, see how it feels to allow the low belly to come in. Good. Thinking about these nice kind of strong diagonal lines. Slightly turn the little fingers in towards one another. And then as you exhale, press the hands down to stand up. Turn the palms to face forward, close the eyes. Tadasana, mountain pose. Spend a moment here grounding through the feet, lifting up through the crown of the head. Come back to a slow, steady, even breath. Notice any sensation or tingling in the palms. Good. And then opening the eyes when you're ready, take the feet together so the big toes touch. Take a full inhale, raise both arms overhead. Full exhale and allow the body to fall over the legs. You can take as much of a bend in the knees as you need here. We'll stay a couple of breaths in Uttanasana, forward fold. So think about drawing lots of space into the back of the body. The hands can be on the shins if you need, or the knees can be bent with the fingers to the floor, however is most comfortable. As you take your next inhale, find lots of space across the back of the body. Lift the hands to the shins. So I always like to imagine my sit bones, the top of my head are moving away from one another here. It's almost like the body's pulled into opposite directions, as much length as you can. Again, a couple of breaths here. Exhale again, fold. Inhale, arms up, look up, grow tall. Exhale, hands through the midline of the body. One more time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, invite space through the back of the body. And this time as you exhale, squeeze the left heel in towards the bum. Good. Bend into the right knee. And then slowly with control, step the left foot all the way towards the back of the mat. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Good. And let's come up with the hands on the hips for now into a low lunge position. So just check out what's happening in the front leg. It's okay occasionally to have the knee past the ankle. We don't really want to do it here. So try and find that straight line, knee is stacked. And then rather than allowing ourselves to kind of flop forward, instead think about backing out of the stretch, pulling in through the low belly, pulling the low ribs in, and then sending the hips forward. And what you should experience is quite a deep sensation in the front of the left thigh. For the balance here, think about squeezing the inner thighs a little bit towards one another. Press nice and firmly through the front big toe. Keep that engagement through the whole body. There should feel like there's lots of length and space in the torso. And then simply coming from the arms and the shoulders, inhale, arms overhead. Good, Anjaneyasana. So you can slightly look up here. Think about expanding across the chest. And breathe. And rather than continuously trying to adjust yourself or take yourself deeper or pull yourself out, let's see how it feels to remain in stillness here. Remember, we're not going to be here forever. So just allow the feeling to come, unless it's super uncomfortable, of course. Good. From here, bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, and then send the hands forward in front of you so the arms are at shoulder height. We're going to do a little bit of work to loosen up the shoulders, the thoracic spine. So as you inhale, I want you to think about sending the fists forward, the shoulders moving forward. And then as you exhale, keep the arms straight, move the shoulders back in their sockets. Inhale again, forward. Exhale back. Good. A few more times, move with your breath. Think about as much movement through the shoulder blades as you can. Keep the arms straight and solid. Everything is still and contained apart from the arms and the shoulders. Good. Inhale again, arms forward. Hold it there for a moment. Feel this expansion through the back of the body. And then exhale, release the hands to frame the right foot. Good. From here, let's start to move the weight back. So we're straightening the front leg. Start to peel the toes off the floor. You might want to take blocks and have them under the hands here for a little bit more space. Inhale as you lengthen through the spine, and then as you exhale, pull the low belly in. Allow the contraction of the abdominals to fold you over the leg. And don't worry so much about depth here. The feeling is going to be very deep in the back of the right leg. So think more about this sensation of hinging at the hips. With every inhale, find more space and more length across the back of the body. As you exhale, try and invite a little bit of softness. Good. 2 more breaths here. Very nice. Inhale, slowly lift yourself back up and then bend into the front knee. Good. This time take the hands so that they're inside of the right foot. You can wriggle the right foot a little bit out towards the side. I notice here that people are always afraid for their foot to come off the side of the mat. It's allowed to move from the mat, break free from the confines of the rectangle, you know. So make sure you've got lots of space, basically. Turn the right toes ever so slightly out. And then try to sink the hips down. Good, so what you should start to feel is something going on in the outside of the right hip. You have the choice either to stay here or maybe to take the right hand towards the inside of the thigh. So try not to press too much against the knee. And try not to press too much at all, in fact. It's really just there as a support, a kind of encouragement for the hips to open, and this little bit of rotation in the top of the body. And notice what's happening in the left shoulder. Are you sinking down and collapsing? Or can you lift yourself up, out and away from the mat? Notice how that really changes the feeling, the energy of the posture. We don't need to be pulled down by the floor. We're strong enough to press away from it. I always like to move around a little bit here and kind of wriggle into the sticky points. So if that feels like something you would like to do, then feel free. Otherwise, stay in stillness. Again, it's this idea of really listening to what you want to do rather than what someone is telling you to do. What feels good? What is your body asking for? Good. And when you're ready, coming back through center, so the right toes face forward, the right hand is back down. Let's tuck the back toes, engage through the leg to lift the back knee. And then try picking the right foot up off the floor. Again, we'll need to press the ground away here. Squeeze, compress. Exhale, right leg back, downward facing dog. Spend as much time as you need here, moving around, wriggling, inviting length. And we'll slowly walk forwards towards the top of the mat. Feet coming together this time. Inhale again, lots of length, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring space. Look up. And this time as you exhale, bend the right knee, bring the heel towards the bum. Soften into the left leg, slowly with control. Right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale up with the hands on the hips. Let's set up in the same way. So notice if you're sagging forward and collapsing, instead back out of the stretch. Think about, I almost like to imagine like my waist is contained in a corset. Not so much that you can't breathe, of course, but just this idea of squeezing gently in so that we have engagement, we have stability. Remember that the core isn't just the muscles of the six-pack or the muscles of the abdominals, it's everything surrounding the area of the trunk. So think about utilizing those so we put ourselves in this very stable position. And from that stable position, we can allow the limbs to move freely and we can bring movement, but from a very safe and secure place. When you've found that stability, you'll find that you can simply float the arms up towards the sky. Good, and again, we'll take quite a few breaths here. Settle yourself into stillness, prepare to stay. Nothing bad is going to happen if you allow sensation to develop here. Widen across the collarbones. Lift the fingertips. Breathe expansively. Good. Bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, send the hands forward. So the arms are going to stay straight here. Again, movement is coming just from the shoulders. I want you to imagine with every move you do that we're like releasing and opening up into the shoulder blades. As you inhale, arms forward. Exhale, send the shoulders back into the socket. Imagine squeezing shoulder blades together. Inhale again, forward. Exhale, back. Take a few more. Find that breath, body, love story. Let them move together. Let one initiate the other. As you come through your next inhale, pause. Exhale through the mouth, release the hands. And then again, we'll come into Ardha Hanumanasana from here. So start to move the weight back, straightening the left leg and the toes peeling off the floor. Again, you can use a block under each hand if you need space, or the fingertips can be on the floor. And let's pull the low belly in as we inhale and lengthen. And then send the chest towards the toes, keeping that length as you fold, and really notice the intensity in the back of the leg here. Finding that point of balance where the posture is building sensation. It's giving you some kind of feedback from the body, but that feedback is not painful. It's not overly intense. Again, lengthening. Finding depth, and then slowly rolling the body all the way up as you inhale, soften into the front knee, exhale, and then let's go ahead and move the left foot towards the outside of the left hand. And slightly turn the toes out. This will allow the knee to escape from the body as you send the hips down. I forgot to mention on the other side, but if it's uncomfortable in your back knee, you can always pad it with a blanket, a little cushion. You can fold up the mat. Don't deal with that kind of discomfort. Okay. Again, left hand can come onto the inside of the thigh. Roll yourself slightly open. Again, think about all the ways that your body can expand. How much space can you bring to the collarbones? How much space can you bring into the hips, into the sacrum? Lift up through the right hand. Maybe close the eyes. Find a deep and steady breath. No need to do anything apart from be in this shape with your body. Release the left hand down slowly, kind of turn yourself back through center, and then again tuck the back toes, engage through the back leg. Pick the left foot up the floor. Squeeze, compress. Imagine you're lifting the leg as high as you can, up, like knees coming in towards the armpits. Good, and then with control, send the left leg back, downward facing dog. Move around if you like, wriggle, be free. And this seems like a nice time to move through Vinyasa. So as you inhale, let's ripple the body forward until the shoulders stack over the wrists, and then take a slow exhale. Release with control all the way down. You can always drop the knees here if it helps. Untuck the toes, press the top of the feet down, and then inhale as you slide the chest forward. A little bit of weight into the hands. Shoulders down, back of the heart reaching forward. Breathe. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up through plank, and exhale back for downward facing dog. Let's move through one more flow. This time as you inhale, I want you to float the right leg up, three-legged dog. Even weight in both hands, and then think about the back heel reaching towards the back, the kind of diagonal back of the room. Again, sensation of the body being pulled into opposing directions. And then as you exhale, squeeze the right knee in towards the nose. Shift the weight forward so you're on the toes of the back foot. Press the ground away. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Exhale once more, squeeze, knee towards the nose, and nose towards the knee. Make as much space as you can, squeeze. Flex the right foot, and without a sound, step the right foot between the hands. Good. So reset yourself here. If the right foot didn't quite make it, now is your chance to shuffle it forward so you have a nice long stance. Okay, so we're in runner's lunge. From here, I want you to try and keep the right side of the body in contact with the top of the right thigh. So that's going to be your kind of support. If this becomes too much at any point, you have the option to drop the back knee. Send the fingertips in front. Imagine like you're holding something very precious in between the hands, like a box, a present, maybe a nice watermelon. And then as you inhale, again, no movement through the body, only through the arms. Lift the arms up so that the biceps come in line with the ears. Good. Imagine sending this watermelon towards the front of the room. Hands nice and engaged. Breathe. Again, it's really powerful posture. If it's too much, drop the back knee. Really nice. From here, again, staying solid through the trunk of the body, solid through our foundation of the legs. Exhale, release the hands down. Then send the arms all the way behind. Imagine like you're carrying that box behind the back. So without bending the elbows, trying to squeeze the palms together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe. And then let's move between the two. Inhale, arms up in front. Exhale, float the arms back. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. This time, hold it here with the arms behind you, straighten the front leg. Good. Inhale, find a little bit more space, squeeze the shoulders more, and then as you exhale, start to fold forward. So it can be very difficult to balance here without the help of the arms. Try and stay solid through the core to keep squeezing the arms. Inhale, lift the body all the way up. Arms come up overhead. Good, so both legs are straight. We're still on the toes of the back foot. Engage the inner thighs a little bit by squeezing them towards one another. Grow tall through the body. This shape looks really simple, but it's actually really hard. It's okay if you fall out and if you wobble. Good. Exhale, soften into the front knee. Take one full expansive inhale here. And then exhale, send the back heel down. Keep bending into the front knee. Extend the arms for warrior two. Good. So again, find that sensation of the low ribs squeezing in, the tailbone coming slightly down, so that you have this very supported trunk, this center from which the limbs can move. Turn the palms to face up, close the eyes. And try not to think about what you look like. Don't think about what your body is doing. Think about how your body feels. How does your breath feel? What emotion is rising here? Maybe it's frustration at staying for so long. Maybe it's power, maybe it's strength. Maybe it's pure amazement at all the things your body can do. Whatever it is, notice it. Yoga is about being witness to these things. Open the eyes when you're ready. Take an exhale. Send the hands down to frame the front foot and come onto the toes of the back foot. Press into the ground. Make space between the shoulders with control. Pick the right foot up. Step back to downward facing dog. Spend a moment here. You can choose to stay in downward facing dog, or if you like, let's vinyasa. Inhaling, roll forward, find plank, and then exhale, slow, lower to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, peel the chest forward. Beautiful. Exhale down. Inhale up through plank, and exhale back, downward facing dog, not chaturanga. Good. Let's take the other side. Inhale as the left leg rises. And again, think about resetting. So there's nice even weight between those three contact points. Left shoulder is dropping slightly down rather than hiking up. And then send the crown of the head forward. The heel of the back foot back. So the body is long. It's always about finding space. Exhale, bring the nose and the knee together. Squeeze and compress, make space. This is your warm-up for stepping the foot through. So try and notice how it feels. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Exhale again, squeeze. Make sure the weight's shifted forwards. You should be really, really high on the back toes now. That will help you as you flex the left foot and you silently step it between the hands. Good. Okay, so take a moment to reset if you need. This is your chance to pull the front leg forward. Also your chance to drop the back knee if you would like. You can experiment with both. Maybe try it lifted. If it gets too much, drop it down. Whatever you like. Again, hands in front. Take that nice special box or that very delicious melon between the hands. Whatever helps you with your motivation. Maybe you hate melon, I don't know. And then when you're ready with the inhale, keep solid through the body, lift the arms. So the left side of the torso is connected with the left thigh, but you're not collapsing into it. It's in contact, but there's not too much pressure there. I like to think, again, of my hands reaching forward, my heel reaching back. I find this kind of expansion very useful. But use whatever visualization of the body that you want to help embody this position. Good. We're going to stay a couple more breaths. Hold it. Keep the body where it is. Exhale, release the hands behind. Good. And again, imagine like you're trying to squeeze the palms together. The arms stay straight. Feel the shoulder blades move towards one another. Take a full inhale, arms up. Exhale back. Move with the breath. When you come through your next exhale, keep the arms behind and then straighten the front leg, lift the body. Good. Find your balance here by squeezing the inner thighs and squaring the pelvis forward. Keep lifting the arms away from the lower back. Keep projecting through the crown of the head. Stay strong through the low belly. You can stay here. Very good. Inhale, arms up, lift the body. And again, this is hard. Don't worry about the wobbles. Engage through the legs. Find a place to fix your gaze. Tell yourself that you are going to stay here and you are going to be still. And then if you fall out, don't be annoyed at yourself. Very good. One more breath. Inhale, reach fully up. Exhale, soften into the front knee. Full inhale here in high lunge. And then as you exhale, drop the back heel down. Open up the arms, warrior two. Notice what's happening with the legs, with the pelvis, with the torso. What small changes can you make to improve your experience of being in this shape? If you like, turn the palms up, close the eyes. Withdrawing one of the senses really helps us to recognize what we're feeling. Also helps us, I think, more to embody the experience of being in a posture. Basically, to embody the experience of being in our body, which is something that surprisingly we don't have a very good connection with most of the time. When you're ready, eyes can open. Exhale, hands come down. Press through the hands. Pick the foot up. Find downward facing dog. Move around as much as you need. And we'll meet in Balasana, child's pose. So dropping the knees, untucking the toes. And you might like to take the knees wide here. You might like to have them together. Hands can be forward, they can be by the sides, whatever's comfortable for you. And then truly relax. Let the body be heavy. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Relax the breath, relax the body. Feel your chest sink further towards the ground. Feel that pressure of the forehead against the mat. Notice the rhythm of the heart. How does it correspond with the pace of the breath? And then moving slow, walk the hands towards you. So you come up to kneeling. And we'll stay just a moment in kneeling. If it's really uncomfortable for you, you might choose to take a bolster between the heels and the hips. Or you might just like to sit cross-legged. So just make sure you're comfortable. And we're going to finish with Garudasana arms, just to stretch the shoulders a little. So let's take the right elbow underneath the left. Cross them once just above the elbows. And then bring the back of the hands together, the thumbs facing towards the face. So you're either going to stay here, or maybe the palms can cross, thumbs still facing towards you. Pull the forearms away from you, and then up. We're looking for this feeling of expansion in between the shoulder blades. Close your eyes and breathe. Exhale, slowly unwind the arms and roll the shoulders, wriggle, move. We'll do the other side, left elbow underneath. Back of the hands together, thumbs to the face, and see if you can cross the palms. Good. Bring the forearms away from you. Bring the forearms up. Expand through the ribs as you breathe. Slowly unwind. Roll the shoulders. Then take your sit bones to one side, extend the legs out in front. And we'll move now onto our backs. So nice and slowly roll yourself down onto the floor. And you can bend the knees into the chest, maybe take your right hand on your right knee, your left hand on your left, and then kind of roll the knees out and open and in one direction and the other. Just wriggle around. Again, do something that feels good without worrying about what it looks like or how it should be. And try and feel each vertebra onto the mat. Try and feel the weight of the body. And I always like to give a little bit of time at the end of practice for you to do whatever your body asks. So perhaps you want to just lie down into Shavasana. That's where we're headed anyway. Perhaps you like to take one last stretch, maybe a twist, a happy baby, whatever it is. Doesn't have to even be a yoga posture, right? It can just be a shape with the body. Like what's your body asking for? Listen to it and then respond and see how good that feels. Good. And take as much time as you need, and then we'll eventually come all the way down to lie on our backs, entering into Shavasana. So you can separate the legs, relax through the feet so they fall out to the sides. Turn the palms so they face up, and again, move the arms a little bit away from the body. I like to kind of wriggle, move, and then settle myself into stillness. Find a way that works for you. Closing the eyes and try and drop yourself out of the thinking mind into the feeling body, even as we lie in stillness. Welcome to Shavasana. beginning to lengthen the breath. Allow the movement of breath into the body to be the thing that draws your awareness back. Notice where the breath moves to in the body. And start to think about the body being receptive to the feedback from the floor, from the air. Invite movement through the fingertips and the toes, and then allow these movements to grow in size, and eventually you can find yourself taking a nice long stretch overhead. Whenever you're ready, roll over onto one side, right or left. Spend a moment allowing the body to be heavy. And then, with the eyes still closed, you can slowly start to lift up to seated. Find yourself in a nice, comfortable position. Allow the body to rest in stillness for a few moments more. And try to really indulge in that feeling of just being with yourself, being with your body, being with your breath, with absolutely nothing to do. Bring the hands to rest in Anjali Mudra. Feel the sensation of the palms touching. And then bow your head to the fingertips. Send love and gratitude to yourself for practicing. Send love and gratitude to the practice of yoga. And I have so much love and so much gratitude for you practicing with me today. Namaste.